Well, ladies and gentlemen, that Carolyn and I and the rest of the host committee, and we had people standing in line to be on the host committee. I don't know if we left off some names. We apologize. We ran out of paper. The thing was only so big. But we thank you all for being here. We've known Franklin since before he was born, since he was a gleam in his mother's eye. We've watched him grow up. He was a pretty rough kid. He bounced around my son and Bob Hawthorne's son. Frequently, we got numerous complaints when our sons would come home about this ruffian that their close friend Franklin. And lo and behold, look what he turned out to be. He's not a ruffian anymore. He's very polished and very successful. We were proud to support him and work for him in his first campaign run by his wife, Tanya, his campaign manager. She knows what she's doing. He came from nowhere on a small budget to win. More importantly, he spent 12 years in the Louisiana legislature and became a name. Somebody could be trusted from both sides of the aisle, Republican and Democrat. Somebody that people went to when they had something they wanted to talk about getting done in the legislature instead of fighting partisan battles or partisan fights. He's not that way. That's not Franklin. Franklin is somebody who's very much interested in getting the job done. Many of you may know that he is in the Army, that Joel and I, many remember of. He's a full colonel. In the Navy, they call that a captain. I was a captain in the Army. I don't know if that's a big deal, but he's a full captain in the Navy, still is. I remember he used to come see us in Washington through his various stages and working up in the ranks in the Navy Reserve. We're very proud of him, but he's been a fine lawyer. He's been a fine state representative with a great deal of accomplishments to his name. He served his country now for 25, 30 years, 28 years in the Navy. And he's also been a great father and a great husband. I don't know what you want in a state representative. He's too good to be true. The fact of the matter is, he is true. What you see is what you get. He really is that good. The idea of being a state senator, it's interesting to note, the incumbent state senator is on the host committee and has endorsed him. And one of the, I think there are, four state representatives?
Representative Paula Davis, who's here.
Right, and she has on the host committee and is endorsed. That tells you what his colleagues that serve with him in that Senate district think of him. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I hope he is, and with your help he will be, the next senator from this district.
Thank you. Henson's been a long-time mentor of mine. I actually worked for him in Washington as an intern when he was in Congress, and it fueled my political ambitions even back then. And he has always been a good mentor and leader to me. I want to thank all of you for being here. It's always rough with Baton Rouge traffic to get anywhere, but to have you here means a lot to me. And first, once again, I want to thank Carolyn and Henson Moore for opening their beautiful home for us to have this event. That means a lot to me. The host committee who stepped up to help me organize this event and finance this event, I want to thank you very much as well. I especially also want to recognize two of my colleagues, Senator Dan Clater, who's on the host committee. Dan and I have worked together and been friends for a long time, working on issues here for Baton Rouge. My good friend, Representative Paula Davis. Paula is a new state representative, but is already one of the rising stars in the House, and I expect her to be in leadership the next term. So I'm very proud of that. Thank you for David Chapman, president of the school board, is here too. Thank you, David, for coming. Are you still the president, David?
No, I stepped down from that.
Former president. He's done a great job for us. And once again, thank you to all of you for being here. Tanya and I are so grateful to have your support. We feel blessed to have you as our friends. It's been an honor to be a state representative, but I have to tell you, being in public service is not always easy, and it has its challenges. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of sacred cows. It's very hard to beat the status quo. And to do that, you need strong, experienced leadership, people who are willing to work with other people. I have worked well with both Governor Edwards and Governor Jindal to pass many pieces of legislation. And I'll tell you, one of my first year was probably my favorite piece of legislation. I passed a bill that if you have a child with autism and you need health insurance, that the insurance companies would cover those medical services. And I ran into a mother the other day who recognized me, and she said, you know, I remember you passed that bill, and my son with autism gets ABA therapy, and it's been a tremendous help. And when I hear those stories, that's the reward for being in this position. That's what fuels me to keep moving on. So I think I will be an effective senator because you need someone with experience and seniority. Just like you're hiring someone to work at your business, you want someone with experience who you're going to hire for your new employee. I also have long-running relationships with other members of the House, which I will use to build coalitions to pass legislation when I'm in the Senate. Now, it's 12 years ago when I first ran for the House. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, both physically and emotionally. It wears you out. But I have a great team, and between my wife Tanya and my mom Judy, I've got two people that I would put up against any other. And my father Frank and my three kids aren't bad assets to have. I'm very blessed to have them. But at the end of the day, I'm up for the challenge. I'm going to work hard to get it done. I do need financial support. You have stepped up and helped me, not only financially, but by contributing to me. You validate me as a good candidate to your family and your friends, and someone they can feel comfortable supporting. And so I pledge that I will use your money wisely. I'm going to work hard to move Louisiana forward. And thank you again for coming. Go enjoy some food and some fellowship. And thanks again for being here tonight. Thank you.